What is going on, everyone? We got Michael, Baba, Fry TV Now, El Fuego, V13, 25. We got the whole crew in here tonight, man. We're going to have an awesome show. This is the UnMasked After Show, and we got some things to talk about. So, as always, I'll see you guys in a few seconds. Hold tight. Don't mind me, guys, just setting up the Kicker Club stream so I can see your guys' comments. Good old StreamYard fails to show who comments from Kicker Club. But thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Unmasked After Show, and this is live. You guys are live, at least. Am I live? We'll see. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in. An awesome show. And, you know, I love integration and running into problems with, you know, your stereo, your car. Every car's different, and there's so many problems you could run into, and I feel like they covered a lot of that tonight on the Unmasked Show, and, you know, it's just something that I'm interested in, and I know a lot of people may not feel like, oh man, this is the greatest episode ever, but you're gonna run into it. I'm telling you. These cars, the newer they get, the harder they get to install stuff, and it's like, man, if I could only figure out a way and what to do, and to plan your system is very important, and I feel like with newer cars, it's getting harder and harder, man. Can't just cut metal and call it a day. You gotta keep it clean, and, man, I know some cars you pull out the radio, you can't even control your climate control. It's insane. Thank you guys for tuning in. You know, I am a little tired. I got home at 4 a.m. Got home at 4 a.m. from work, We went all the way to Columbus, Ohio last night, man. And, you know, I'm here. I'm healthy. That's all that matters. But you know what? If you guys got any questions, throw them up. We're here to have a good time. And I've been working on this computer all weekend. You know, really trying to dial everything in. Not that it's a bad computer. It's just I'm starting from scratch. Pulling everything from my laptop slowly over to here. Getting ways to hook up the different monitors. Like, it's kind of insane, and I'm kind of in the middle of things. I'm getting a new desk coming, so there's just a lot of things to go over. And I finally got the screen share thing to work and not glitch out on me. I was having a lot of problems with that. SJC, thank you so much for helping me out with that, man. So we got that kind of going, and I kind of do want to push it through the gamut. I know you guys kind of want to see this computer go full tilt boogie, because any other time I try to screen share something, my audio was getting messed up, the screen was lagging, and I feel like we're ready to do that tonight. Try some stuff. Got Brian Townsend, thank you for tuning in, man. I got to watch a little bit of the Wasted Information show when I was working on this, and then I kind of had to stop listening to something because I was messing with the screens and the audio. I had to watch the rest of that. I didn't get to catch it live, but thank you for tuning in tonight, man. I know Dave's here too. Thank you for tuning in, Dave. SJC, I'll let this one slide. Shake it, he said. Shake it. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. Thank you for all your help this weekend, too. I really needed it. Two heads are better than one. And, of course, we got Ernie in here. Ernie, he's slacking. He's at home watching some Netflix after the UnMasked show. But I guess he got me turned on. So we'll let him slide, you know. And everyone down in Mexico, you know, I get it. I get it. I get it. At least we had a show tonight. You know, maybe I should have had something planned for when I was sick for all those shows. But you know what? We had a good show, and it was awesome. I kind of did do that with the Kicker movie. I did do that, but it worked. It worked. It was great. It was great. El Fuego, yes, the entire crew is here tonight. Thank you for tuning in, El Fuego. And your source, I feel like, is throwing you bones. And I'm not sure if every bone you should pick up, man. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. William, gotta throw it up here. Hey, kicking it, Kicker, UnMasked after show with Andy. Andy, you're a rock star. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much for that, man. I look forward to these special comments from a select few of you guys, man. You make me happy, man. Thank you so much, and thank you for tuning in, buddy. Appreciate that you are here. You know what? Now that I'm live, I feel like I'm starting to sweat. Yes, I have 2 air conditioners in this tiny room, because it gets hot in here. Once you start talking, man. All right, Double E, what is up, man? How's the PC treating you? It's doing really good, man. It's just, you know, setting everything up. And with live streaming and audio, like I got USB mic, I got ATM mini switcher, I got HDMIs, I got DP, display, whatever. There's a lot of stuff on here, and you know, it's just a lot of stuff where I'm getting kind of confused. I'm not no professional at this, and it's not that I don't know how to plug an HDMI cord in, but you know, it's just the little things, man. But it's awesome, man. I cannot wait to dive deeper into it. Got someone from Kicker Club. What is up? It looks like Jason, or that's Abdel. What's going on, Abdel? Thank you for tuning in, buddy. Hope you're doing well and your build's coming along, buddy. Ashy, congratulations with the elbow cough on first place winner on the UnMasked show with the Cush NCs. It's awesome, man. It's awesome. Thank you for tuning in tonight, too. I know, whenever I was watching the UnMasked show, and I'm like the sound check guy, you know. I'll message Ernie if there's like an issue or something, and I usually just give him like a thumbs up, like, you know, you're good, full tilt, send it, you're good, audio sounds great. And right after I sent it, he called me and he's like, yeah, we're not live right now, I'm eating dinner. I'm like, what? Wait, this is not live? So, and I know a few of you, 25 and Deviant, were like, oh yeah, we knew you guys weren't live. But did you really? I don't know. I think they played it off pretty well, man. I think they really did. Ernie, thank you so much. And it's cool being in the loop. I can't. It was a good show. Absolutely. Playing guitar. You know what? That's even better. That's even better, man. I need to get back on the sticks, man. It's been a while. Just sitting there collecting dust. Do you use moisturizer? It doesn't look like you're tired. You know, I mean, it's just, I get that 5 o'clock feeling at 9 o'clock, you know. My day's totally shifted backwards. Oh, man. You know, it's like I usually go to bed at 4, but when you walk in the door at 4, and then I was writing a blog for 3 hours on the way home last night, I was going. A little bit of hot chocolate before we left. That was a bad idea. Yeah. Let's see. We got Bubba up in here. What's going on, Bubba? Thank you for tuning in. Let me scroll down here. Christopher Delane, thank you for tuning in, man. I see you got a little subwoofer there on your profile pic. Thank you for tuning in, man. It's the massive power of that PC. I know SJC went crazy on the power supply on this, so I don't know. And I know that was definitely holding me back. I mean, obviously, it's a laptop. But power supply, it takes power to make power, man. It works with everything. It's crazy how much our hobby is similar with so many other things, and the whole reason is because it's science and physics, car audio and everything around it. You know, it's crazy to learn this stuff, you know, and it's just, I'm learning so much more than I think that I normally would by doing these shows and just doing all this stuff. And you know, it's just, it's awesome, man. It's like I get to go and do what I love and make a lifestyle hobby / job, if you want to call it that, out of it, and be able to just talk to you guys, have fun. You know, it's not like I'm on the clock, you know, and I have a boss telling me what to do, you know. It's within reason, everything. That's life. But you know, it's awesome to do this stuff and be learning at the same time, and to learn with you guys alongside and help you guys that need the help, man. It is awesome to be in this position, and I'm just loving it. All right, let me scroll down. If you guys got any questions, maybe about the UnMasked show, audio in general, I know there was a few questions on there, and I knew they weren't going to throw anything up or answer them, so I was just like, you know, I'm just not going to say nothing, but Bill was on it. Bill was having fun between my stream and Kicker's stream with the UnMasked show. He was answering a lot of questions there. Oh, you got third. That's right, because they called your name first. I was thinking you got first place. Either way, you know what? Those EB400s are awesome. These guys right there, those guys right there are cool. And, you know, it's not... They're perfect for if you are running, you're on the move, you know, those are they go around your ears and kind of hold in rather than just going inside like an earbud. So if you don't mind something wrapping around your ear, they are the perfect headphone. They sound really good. I think they have a little bit better sound than the EB300s. But you know what? They might be a little bit more obtrusive and you see them more. I know some people look at me weird when I'm at Sheetz. I got these big headphones on, but I like my sound. You know, I just feel like over-the-ear headphones or even on the ear are going to outperform any earbud. You know, you're just physics, size of a speaker within reason, but it's just, you know, I don't care. So if you don't care about something wrapping around your ear, they are the awesome, really, really good headphones for the size. And they're water resistant, waterproof. You know, I mean, if you're running in a downpour rain, you're fine. I feel like any product of theirs is like that within reason. You know what I mean? Congratulations, by the way, buddy. Thank you, 25. I know you always got me, man. I know you do. I can't. All right, let me scroll down. Andy, I called the living thing the first time. Andy, I called the live thing the first time it happened. I can't. Yeah, they did do that one other time, but it was a short clip of it. It was a short clip. Still got me, though. I was like, wait, what? What? All right, now the stream can actually continue, which is great. The Deviant's here. Otherwise, can't really start it. So now that he's here, we can start the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm just kidding. Thank you for tuning in, Deviant. Hope you are doing well, man. You know, I feel bad I haven't been on the Discord and stuff like that, but I've just been doing a lot, and with this computer coming here, I want to get to it. And with the ATM Mini, figuring that out because I want to do it with the less amount of StreamYard that I can. And if I can just switch here and have my picture in a picture on my screen share and all these different camera angles, I want that. I mean, this will do it, and I might need it for a few other things down the road. Or if I'm hosting somebody here, I can do that as well, because this is not going to split two cameras and play them both at the same time. But since I have the top-notch StreamYard plan, I can do two cameras and have two people on at once and have an interview, you know. So that would be the main case for that. But it's just, you know, putting all this stuff together and planning, just like the car audio episode that they were talking about of putting the system into the Beamer, you know, and planning and making things work, because you don't want to go back and tear it apart or be like, man, all these wires everywhere look terrible. It's kind of where I'm at right now, but it's just like, the table's not here yet. I don't have to do it quite yet. Then I'll make it clean, and then I'll have to pull everything apart. It'll be good. Man, I really need to go into the software here and lower this one song. This one song is just way too loud, and it annoys me. Sorry about that, guys. All right, we got Blake here, John K, El Fuego, Deviant, EB400s for the win, yes, 25. DJ Andy on the Wheels of Steel, yes. You know, fun fact, I always wanted to be a DJ. I was the DJ, if you want to call it that, for 5th grade. Our graduation party or something, my little boom box, you know, had the bass and the treble, man. It was sounding clean. Always wanted to be a DJ, but it just kind of never happened. I just became the DJ on wheels, you know, kind of thing with my friends, you know. Hey, we're tailgating, man. I got the music, you know, but to do the actual DJ stuff would be cool. My father-in-law actually does that. Let's see here. Andy is live. Well, you know I'm live because I do answer the comments, you know. Kicker doesn't always throw up every comment. They do throw up a few. Not as much as they used to, but it's you can't tell right away. But I was looking at John. I'm like, John's cracking too many jokes. He's going too free here. I can tell something's up. Cuz it's different when you're videotaping something, and even if it's videotaping something live where you can't cut, knowing that people aren't literally watching you this second, you act a little bit different. So you can kind of tell, but if you play it off, John did pretty good. Majority of the time, you couldn't even tell, man. Like, he had a rhythm, he was going on, you know, talking to Jacob back and forth, and Jacob kept looking at the camera. I'm like, he looks guilty. He looks guilty. It was an awesome show, though, man. You know, and it happens because, you know, life, man. Life. And it's sad that their flights got moved up, so it's not like they're going to do a show till 10:30, well, 9:30 for them, and, you know, and then, okay, I got to pack and get ready and leave at 5 a.m., you know. I mean, I did do that when I was in Stillwater, but I mean, how many times do I get to be on the UnMasked show? Not many. So I had to, and I wanted to. But you know what? Hey, we had a show, and you guys got to win some cool stuff, and that is the best part about this. You know, yes, you get to learn stuff, yes, you get to win stuff, but we get to be here in the comment section. We have something to do on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, no matter what. And you know what? It's just, Tuesday's kind of been a thing for me, man. Even before the UnMasked show, you know, Tuner Tuesday, right before Team SP Loud really took off, you know, and I was doing both. But Tuesday's always been a day where it's like, yeah, it's Tuesday, man. And now it has an even better reason, just because of all kicker stuff, man. It's great. All right. Yes, Ernie is always playing mind tricks. 21 likes with 27 in chat. Come on, guys. Smash the button for your boy. You know what? That's actually pretty good. 21 likes already. That's those are the OGs right there, man. You know, even before I go live, I'll see there's like 2 or 3. I'm like, man, I know Bobby B's up in there in El Fuego. It's one of them two all the time. Bobby's always early on these live streams. He's always the first one there, and everyone else just follows suit, man. I appreciate you guys, and Stu, thank you so much, buddy. You know what? With the kind of stuff you do, I want to see some more YouTube content. content. I think you got that knack to be able to be on the camera and be in front of people. And you know a lot more than me with some stuff, man, and I think you could really take off. It's just time, I get it. You know, being an installer and doing all that stuff 24/7, unless you're Dean, you know, it's really hard to do that. I don't know how Dean and Fernando do the installing, the videos, all the stuff that they do. It's insane. It really is. Yes, it's Stew Day. Stew Day Tuesday. Scott Reynolds, CVV, what's up, man? Thank you for tuning in. All right, well, I think I'm caught up on the comments here. I know, it was crazy this weekend with setting this ATM Mini up with the screen sharing thing, because I ran into a problem. I tried to just run what I saw on the screen back into the ATM Mini, and it would work, and then it would just crash. Whole computer screens were flickering, and you know, it just shut off, and it was bad. I might throw up some videos somewhere. I actually did record some stuff, but I got it working now, where it's literally the HDMI out on the ATM Mini goes to this screen, and it's recording screen number 3, which is coming from the computer. It's insane how I got this working. But I want to try some stuff to see how much. Yes, Dean is not human. I can see that. Yes, he is not. I want to try some stuff to see how well it does me doing something and whatnot. So one thing I know, I've seen them posted on Instagram. All their headphones right now are on sale. They don't have the Cush NCs, but they have the BTs, and those are on the ear compared to over the ear, I believe so. And everything's on sale. Now, let's see, I got 400s and 200s. I'm surprised it's not the 300s, but either way, they got pretty much even the EV94s, which are wired, so they got everything on there on sale, which is really cool. And one thing I did notice, unless I just, you know, whenever you see something and you see it so much and then for some reason your brain forgets and you see it again, you think you saw it for the first time, I swear that they didn't have the neck gaiters available. I swear they took those down, but they are, oh, you know what? They are out of stock. Just kidding. Just kidding. I saw that. I was like, wait a minute. Are those in stock again? I like those. They just keep you warm, and they work as a dual face mask for whenever you go into like a doctor's appointment. Does it work like an N95 or any equivalent face mask? Not at all, but it looks really cool. So yeah, just let me know how the audio sounds. That's all I'm really pretty much doing here, is just checking the audio, seeing how the computer works by scrolling, loading things with the audio. Now, another thing I still need to do is mess with the delay pretty much on the microphone for the input output for a buffer, so that it won't mess up at all. I had that and I kind of fixed it. I still need to set that on here on this computer, but one step at a time. No kicker freebies. No such thing. Did you say frisbees? I thought you said frisbees. RVH, I can't wait to see what you got going on next, man. Fried TV says, I use OBS for all my lives. You know, I tried to use the OBS stuff. I know for free it only puts out 720, but it was a little bit complicated for me. I did get it to work, but I know a lot of people swear by it, so I could see it, you know, and it's just like, I'm kind of already into the StreamYard and then the ATM. It's kind of doing a lot of that, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to venture into that. But man, I don't know, one step at a time. Now, let me see. I wish that they would have, because on subwoofers, yeah, they don't have, what was it I was looking for? I was looking for something. Oh, you know what I was looking at recently? TS specs, a lot of TS specs, but it was on the app on the phone. And I was looking at where the FS and the QTC of a lot of these drivers, like the Comp C, the VT a little bit, but you know, it was more of these, like the CVX, Comp VX. Now, I was really surprised when I saw this. The Comp VX had a very high QTC. At least it was in the manual on the phone. And I don't know if it was the 15 or the 12 I was looking at. But let me just see the It's QTS. It's not going to show it here because QTC. Yeah, it's going to show it in the manual. So let me pull up that really fast. Again, let me know if the audio is working pretty good on your guys' side here and how it looks and sounds. I know it's a little off color, but we're dealing with that. QTS, that's what I meant. QTS. Yes, 0.261 for the 15. Now, if you looked at the video that I did on Kicking It with Andy and the blog that I just did, and I've been talking about sealed and ported. The QTC, or QTS, yeah, QTS, keep getting confused. The QTS is 0.216. Now, if it's 0.0, obvious, or 0 to 0.4, it's recommended for a ported box, 0.4 to 0.7 sealed, and then 0.7 up free air. I was just surprised to see this sub so low, you know, leaning way towards the ported side, because a lot of speakers are in the middle, you know, like they can run sealed or ported, you know, and obviously there's some trade-offs with that. But I was just really surprised. I'm like, man, so the CVX would be a really good SPL driver, in my opinion, if you're trying to just get pure output, big ported box, and obviously you got to look at the FS. Like, it has low FS, 23 hertz. So this thing's going to want to get low, and it's going to want to be in a big box. And it's got plenty of X-Max, almost an inch of excursion, 19 millimeters one way. And, you know, 1,000 RMS, dude. And the sensitivity, 91.6. That is insane. That is insane. That is more than the Solo X 18, like, efficiency-wise. And 1,000 RMS, I need to get a Comp VX and 15 and maybe use it in small competition, dude. I feel like this thing would be a monster in the lanes, watt for watt. It's insane, and I just thought that was pretty cool whenever I was looking at all the tile small parameters. If you guys got iPhone or Android, download the Kicker U app, man. It is great, and it's just it's pretty cool to just look at stuff like that, man. Deviant, $2 super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. 2.98k subs. Oh no, I know, man. You know, I'm just hoping they've been coming in slower, and I'm just like, okay, that's. As longer I get to stay here, right, David? It's longer, because once I hit 3,000 subs, it's game over, man. You know, Discord, gone, everything. You know, thanks so much, man. You know, I didn't see that super chat pop up, but that just might be trauma. It might just be trauma. I didn't, but you know, the $2 ones. Okay, it's working. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Oh, I can't screen share it that way. I'm thinking I gotta move it over. It's working. I am so traumatized from super chats working and then not working. It's like a nightmare, you know, but a weird taboo nightmare. Kibo, thank you so much, man. $4.99, $5 super chat. Insert motivational quote here. Hey, appreciate it, man. And you know what? Motivational. You know, I made that post the other day on Facebook. Don't let people tell you you can't, you know. And that was kind of open-ended. But at the same time, you know, it's like I had a lot of people in my life that I should have paid more attention to saying that I can. And once I did, my life turned around. So don't listen to those negative people in your life. There's a reason why, you know, usually they're negative. And misery loves company, man. And that's what I'm going to say to you. Just stick around to people that actually care about you, man. Thank you so much, Kibo. Appreciate you. Love you, buddy. Rookie of the year. Retirement early at 3K. Yeah, man, you got to talk to Deviant about this 3K thing. I think you'll understand. If you're in the 14.4 Discord, you're probably going to find out there quicker. I have a Discord as well on my community tab. And now there's a new Discord. I don't know if I should say this, but there is another Discord. It's a 10.9 volt, something like that. So I don't know what's going on. Thank you, Matt. $20 super chat. How much to steal Baba's mouth forever? I don't know, Matt. I don't know what's going on. You're going to have to fill me in here on this. You know, there's always drama no matter which way we go in life. But sometimes it's like, you know what? I don't know. I just don't know anymore. I know Bubba is not here right now. I don't see him. Yeah, he's commenting. Well, Bubba, you got to say something, man. I don't know what Matt's problem issue here. I don't know what's going on. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you so much, man. I hope you're doing well, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, Blake, you're right. There's one or too many Discords, but you know, whenever you get the time, you know, you bounce in there, you get a certain comment or notification on your phone. You'll be like, oh yeah, that's yeah, I'll jump into that. Or you just see it. You know, it's hard to keep up with everything, you know, and that's just how social media is. And that's almost, you know, the good thing about it too, because you don't have everybody looking at you 24/7, and it gives a little bit more diversity, more tables in the lunchroom, if you know what I mean. El Fuego! Thank you, buddy. $10 super chat from our boy El Fuego for Andy's adult computer education fund. I can't. You know, it's great to have a computer that actually works. And, you know, it's just, man, the last computer that we had that was like a tower was a Gateway with Millennial Edition software. But it was the first Gateway that ever came out with like a flat screen monitor. This thing was skinny. It was nice, man. I remember, you know, I was little. I was a kid. It's my parents. And I still got it. It don't boot up no more. Too much LimeWire. A lot of LimeWire downloads were made on that computer. It's great to have something nice, and now I know not what to download so the computer doesn't die. So, you know, I'm pretty good with electronics because it's just like, with our hobby, what we do, it's like, well, okay, maybe you shouldn't push it that hard. Maybe you shouldn't do that. You know, you learn things along the way, and it works with a lot. So, and I feel like whenever, you know, you're young, you want these things, you want these shiny things, but until you're old enough to appreciate that, I feel like that's when things usually do fall into your lap, man. And it's just, it's great to be able to be appreciative of these things and, you know, take care of them, man. Thank you so much, El Fuego. Appreciate you, man. I can't. El Fuego is always making it rain, man. He is a Patreon on every car audio YouTube channel, and he is always in the loop. Bobby B is the first one to comment, and he is 32 minutes late. Love you, Bobby. Dave, you leaving? Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, Dave. Love you, buddy. Fry TV Now. My first PC was a VIC-20, and yes, I am 51 years young. Hey, you know what? Exactly like I was saying, man. By the time we're old enough to respect what we get, then we get it. And better late than never. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, back to the Unmasked topic. You know, because this is the Unmasked After Show. Now, with the fabrication of a lot of things that they were talking about with like the door speaker locations and that Beamer were crazy. Like it had a, you know, bass driver, mid bass driver, if you want to call it that, a three-way component setup. And then it had like a middler and then a tweeter, you know, and it's just all in the door. And it's great that Kicker does, and a lot of other companies too, they have different size speakers, and you know, it just kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to install something, and then you're going to need something more than a 4-channel amp to have a lot of control on things. Or you can run, you know, the Key 200.4 in bi-amp mode, and then it's still, you know, I just feel, you know, with a 3-way component setup, I feel like a 6-channel is almost necessary, you know, and then have no rear fill and a separate amp for your subwoofer, you know, and that's why I think that the 77 JP amp, down for sound, 7-channel amp is gonna be kind of groundbreaking for some of us that are looking for that kind of, you know, more than daily setup, but a daily setup, 2000 RMS at 1 ohm, 6 channels for your component, whatever you want to do, you know. 6 channels is kind of crazy, and that's kind of what I need to get down the road for Cookie Monster, just because I want to put more speakers in my car and have control with those Street Series speakers and the tweeters And depending what I keep in the car, I'm probably going to keep my air vent speakers in there. I can't take them out now. You know, I'm going to need more than a 4-channel amplifier. And I feel like, you know, with fancier cars, it's harder to DSP and have power and balance and control over the system. And that's what kind of sucks. You know, it's almost better to just disconnect the speaker and run, you know, 4 up front, or whatever your situation is, to make it a little bit easier if you're trying to upgrade your BMW, your whatever, your you know, fancy Denali with speakers everywhere. You know, with cars nowadays, that's one thing that they list on cars now with their stereos. It'll be like, oh, it's a 10 speaker car stereo in here in this Toyota RAV4. And no, it is not a 10 speaker system, but it's still more than normal. They'll have mid bass, and then they'll got like a middler twiddler, and they'll count it as 2, you know. And it's just like, no, that's one speaker, man. And I don't know, it's just, either way, there's so many inputs and channels, and then it's like, okay, I got a key 200.4, I need 2 of them. And you can do that, or, you know, a bunch of key locks, but there's some stuff coming down the road that you guys will be interested in. But, you know, it's just hard, and I know Kicker's trying to do their best with that, with integration. And the key technology, as it is now, is, you know, bar none, it's really good, and it works great. You know, and it just kind of fills that need of people wanting to upgrade their BMW, their fancier setup, without having to go crazy by removing the head unit and having all kind of T-harnesses and bypassers. And man, it can get really insane with new cars. I struggled with the Pilot, and it was simple. I knew what I was doing, but I just still struggled just because what it is, you know. And I feel like it's going to be harder and harder. And when you buy a car, I know I kind of did wrong when I bought the Pilot, but I thought, oh, I'm never going to put a stereo in here. This is an SUV. It's an 8-seater. I need the 3rd row. I want space in here. I'm not going to throw a system in here, and what's in here is fine. Said everyone. And yeah, now there's a giant quad box in the back, and I still have plenty of room for groceries and the kids. But it's just with that premium system that I had in there, and it was just a little extra. It was a little extra where even the tweeters didn't have their own input. They just had an output. They shared the same input as the front source. So that kind of confused me on a few things by cutting wires. And I'm like, oh wait, nah, where are my tweeters? I got no tweeters, you know, because I'm using the front input source for something else. And it's just, it's hard when you're trying to do a lot of this stuff. So if it's something that's just, you know, simpler, a basic car with, you know, 4 speakers, no DSP into their head unit, bass, I feel like you're going to have an easier chance by adding something rather than trying to do it with a premium radio, just because of all the extra speakers, all the extra doodads and switches and controls. I know even with my Cobalt, I was thankful that I didn't have the OnStar. If I had the OnStar, it would have cost me a lot more money to run a aftermarket head unit in it, because the OnStar and all that stuff runs all together with the radio. It was still a pain in the butt with the Cobalt. Needed some door chime thing. It was, I plugged it in without it, turned on, turned right off. I'm like, what is this? It's so weird. Andy, your AOL is lagging. You know what? I blame Blippy and Booba. They're always watching TV downstairs when I'm live, so it's sucking up the internet. I'm gonna have to tap in from my neighbors, you know, get better internet. We'll bridge it, right? Mr. McMullen, thank you for tuning in, buddy. This is my neighbor, JR. Thanks for tuning in, man. Hope you're doing well. Got to see him yesterday. I took the bike out for a ride. I just started up. It's carbureted. You know, you got to keep that thing moving. Otherwise, you get some guck in your carburetor and you try to start it in spring and it doesn't run. So I took it for a ride. And I actually saw him driving down the road. So what do you do when you see your friend driving down the road? You stalk him, and pulled right up to him and said, what's up? Got to talk to him for a minute. And hope you're doing well, man. Ernie. What's going on, Ernie? First PC I was on had a cassette tape for Program Tandy. Now that's one thing I've never heard of. You know, I remember floppy disks. I was around floppy disks, Apple, Microsoft, you know, or Apple, Macintosh computers. I wasn't so much before that, all that kind of stuff, but you know, it's crazy how far computers have come. Now, cassette tape that's crazy. I've never heard of a cassette tape for that's crazy. Thanks for tuning in, Ernie. I know it's your night off and you're here, but you know, it's nice that you get to hang out with us, and it's awesome, man. Miss you. I need to come down there again. It's just, you know, whew. It was great to be down to Kicker and actually hang out with you guys, and we had a good time, man, and it's like, it's just cool. It's just cool. Blake says rear fill is for nerds. Yes. You know, that's one thing with sound quality. People fight over that. Oh, I don't want no rear fill. I want rear fill. You know, and it's just, I mean, honestly, you can artificially make rear fill, you know, just like how a lot of things make artificial surround sound. You know, it's just all with phasing and wavelengths and quarter wave, whatever. All the wavelengths are just matching things and time delay so that it reaches your ears in a certain way, bouncing off certain things. I almost picked up a sound bar for $500, half off. It was like a Samsung, but it was like 7.22 and it had like speakers firing up. And I'm like, man, you know what? That sounds like a good idea, but I feel like it's still not. It's a sound bar and a subwoofer and 2 satellite speakers. It's just, I don't know. I hear people, you know, if you're going to spend some money on a surround setup, don't go with a sound bar. I got a sound bar, but I paid $100 for it. I'm dealing with it, you know, but $500 for a sound bar and surround, I feel like it'd be better, especially with me, you know, just building my own and having it the way I want to do, you know, rather than a sound bar that's stuck. And I heard a lot of things about, you know, just center channels in general, but I'm not AV, I'm not home audio. I do more car audio, but we've all started at least home audio in some which way first, I feel. Let me take a sip here. Yeah, we still got 30 people hanging out. Thank you guys so much. Michael DePoli, thank you for tuning in, man. Hope you're doing well. I bought my last car with aftermarket support in mind, and that's the thing. And that's where I kind of messed up, but that's why I try to tell people. It's like, listen, you know, if you buy a car, don't get the premium sound system unless you think that is all you will ever need. Don't even tell me, oh, I'm going to put a different sub in there. It doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. I mean, you can, but it's in DS. Then it's like, oh, I need a key lock, and then I need another amp. Then I need to do this. Oh, it just box sounds terrible. I just need to put 2 12s back here, and then you got it sounding great, and then your freaking mids and highs can't keep up with your bass, you know, and then you're just right back at doing everything again, wishing you bought the base model. You know, and it's just, oh man, absolutely, Mike. That PC is failing him. What PC? He hasn't lagged for me once. Am I lagging? It's probably the internet. Ooh, that was a good one. Let's scroll down here. Sean Lynn. Oh, thank you for tuning in, man. I still need to get back to a few of your guys' messages on Facebook. The front stage is what's more important, and absolutely, because that is what you are hearing. That is what's closest to your ears. The rear fill is just not... I like to know it's there, but not while I'm listening to it, listening for certain things in a song. And, you know, I feel like rear fill is great when you're sitting in the back. You know, just so that when you're hearing the bass or whatever kind of system it is, you know, you're hearing more, because whenever people play their music, they don't care about the person in the back. I was the one person that did. I'm like, okay, let's, you know, do something. I even threw speakers in the trunk, you know, and yeah, that doesn't work very well, but it works in a hatchback, and it sounded great. But it's like the people in the back have a harder time hearing the music because the people in the front, they don't want it that loud. But the people in the back might need it that loud since you don't got rear speakers. So I feel like, yes, with a 4-door, 4 passengers, a daily, you're driving your friends around, whatever situation is, yeah, but if you're by yourself and it's an SQ car, or it's just your car, you and your wife, girlfriend, whatever situation is, you and your buddy, yeah, you don't need that rear fill, you really don't. And I feel like I didn't get to sit in the back of John's car. I know Kayla did. I'll have to ask her if she could hear if there was rear fill back there. Because that's what you can do. You can literally make it sound like sound is coming from the back, or just, you can hear it where you should. And I feel like that's where a little bit SQ stuff gets a little quirgly for me, because I just don't know. But I know it's a thing. I do know it's a thing. See, this is a debacle. Rear fill or no fill? Maybe I need to get an SQ guy on here, because I have no idea. 25, you're right. Mr. Irby needs to hire Andy, but not Candy. Yes, Candy gets a little crazy sometimes. If you're in the Discord, you would know. Exactly, Sean. Exactly. Just because there's less things going on, and it's going to be cheaper at the end of the day. It is. Yeah, it's going to be a lot easier. You're not lagging, and yes, internet. Yeah, it was probably my internet. I didn't even notice. Usually there's a little thing that comes up on StreamYard when my internet's low, but I did not see anything. Ernie says, you get the front right, you'll swear there is rear. Right, and you know what? And that's where you can make that artificial rear fill, where you don't actually need that. Or do you even want that, with the type of SQ build that you're building? I know you would know a lot about that, Ernie. Ernie, I got to demo yours as well. And Ernie's was more of, in my opinion, a sound quality judging vehicle. Compared to John's, unless he just had it set a certain way, John's just sounded, juicy. It sounded like louder, you know what I mean? And with Ernie's, it was more of that clean, nothing's overbearing. This is what sound quality is supposed to sound like. More of just like the normal, like if you could buy a premium stereo sound system for your car and it actually sounded good, that's what it would sound like. You know what I'm saying? It's weird with premium sound systems, stock in cars. You either get that so overdrawn out DSP where it's just, the all pass filters kick in, it kills the bass entirely, it kills the mids and highs, and it sounds flat. Or you get the ones that are so boomy, like the Dre's Beat Dodge vehicles, and yeah, they got bass, but they're not really. It reminds me of a JBL system, but in your car. Where JBL, like their boom boxes and their stuff, I mean, yeah, it's a little saucy down, below 80 hertz. It really is, and they do that for a reason. Just like Bose and stuff, just how they design their stuff, And I feel like Kicker, with their Kicker EQ of things between, the Bullfrog and, amphitheaters and stuff, they do give a little bit of sauce down at the low, but it's still more flat and more realistic to each track. You listen to something that's not remastered from the 60s, you can tell. And then when you listen to something's remastered or it's mastered very well, you can tell as well. Where with the JBL and that type of tuning of other brands do, it's more mushy, where it's harder to tell because they're adding a little bit more. That's my opinion on it. This is not scientific information, it's just me. And I'm sure you can tune it a certain way. There's settings on JBL, bass and treble, and you can change things to sound a little bit better, but there still comes down to the DSP and how they, make it sound. Even the Down for Sound one that I have. Cheapest one, and you can tell, but it's hard to notice a big difference. Where if you're just listening for certain music, you're working on something, it's not a huge difference. But if you're sitting there a few feet in front of it and you're listening for certain songs, you can tell there's a little bit of bass added, and it's like it doesn't need to be there. And that's how a lot of products are. they'll play the bass kind of louder at the lower volumes, and then it'll have a roll off, and it doesn't really get much louder in the bass. And they do that, and that's how every kind of boombox is, you know? It's not just straight output. Maybe the cheap ones, the really dinky-dink ones, there's no DSP. It's just, here you go, is what you got. So it's pretty interesting of how different EQ curves and stuff like that with boomboxes, and just, you know, I just see a difference with stuff like that. And that's where, like, sound quality, you know, not every SQ build's going to sound the same. You know, some are going to have more sauce than the others because they're trying to go for a different appeal. You know, if you're going for just, you know, 20 to 20, the flattest, it's not going to sound good. I'm going to tell you that. But if you're going for depth and, you know, just what the song is supposed to sound like when you're sitting in the passenger or driver side or both, and what it's supposed to sound like if you were at the concert or if you're in a recording studio and they're all around you. That is what sound quality really is. And, you know, it just depends which way you take it. Just like SPL, man. You know, SPL can be the same way. Oh, well, you're not very efficient. I don't care. You know, I want it to sound good. I got this kind of space to work with, and I want to run this sub, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. Yeah, I might not beat you watt for watt, but I like it. And I feel like that's where we kind of get lost in this hobby, where we're kind of like, you know, picking and prodding at each other. Oh, well, you need to do that. You need to do this. And sometimes you just kind of got to do what you want to do. You know, if it sounds good to you and it works for you, then stick with it, man. Don't listen to people. It depends, man. Now, there are some people that are just, you know, kind of thick-headed. They got their box in a cardboard container that they bought the subwoofer in, and they are content with it, and there's just no helping them. You can ask them a few times, but if they just keep telling you no, then just walk away. There's nothing you can do. Thank you for tuning in, Ash. I appreciate that you're here, man. I know I'm behind on these comments. Yeah, I'm gonna have to adjust my sound because my end songs are louder. The first one's fine, and there's like the third one, it's like really loud for some reason. Maybe I can do that tonight. Check the audio levels. SJC spent $3K on my current setup. You know what? It's easy to do, man. It is easy to do. I put about 4,000, if not more, into the Pilot. It's been insane. Andy Warhorse, 40 cents a watt, 40 cents times 3,600, 1440. You know, 40 cents a watt is kind of high. You know, I don't know. I don't know what the price would be on that, because from what I know, there's less DSP function into it, but there's some extra things they added that I didn't know about, and I don't know. I'm not a worker there, but I feel like it's going to be around the same price as the KXA 2400. I believe. Think about it. The CX costs about $400-500. The KX costs $1,000. Yeah, you could say maybe $1,500. I feel like that might be on the higher end of things. I don't know. I don't know. It's 5,000, 3,000, 1,000, 2,000. I don't know. It depends how much power you have available, how much it's going to do, what impedance, how much it's actually going to do on the dyno. I feel like it's going to do 5,000. Just knowing what they do. Now, price. I'm telling you $1,000. That's my guess. And I don't know on the L7Xs, you know. I feel like maybe the 18, obviously the 15 is going to be the most expensive. I mean, maybe the 18 too. But I feel like it's going to be competitive. It's got to be, to a degree. But it's like your kicker, your products are a little bit different. You don't have to be dollar for dollar, but you have to be there. And you get extra things too. Other subwoofers just don't have drop-in recones. They do, but not maybe that big. I just don't know if they do. I know Scott Dilbeck's old brand he used to run and have had them available, but I just don't see ones that are that powerful, that are, like the spares like these guys. I don't see it. A lot of times guys don't care. They're just ripping, they're gluing, they're screwing, they're over it. But for the simple person, L7X is going to make more sense. Insertable drop-in cone. Call it a day, do nothing. Put a couple shims in, not even. Those metal guide pins, call it a day. So it's going to be expensive, but it's not going to be entirely, oh man, that's too much money, I ain't paying for that. Because it's going to be a product that's going to last too. That's the thing that people kind of don't understand. Kicker is a little bit more expensive, not going to lie, but you don't have to worry about when you buy the product if it's going to last. And even if it doesn't, all you have to do is call and they'll send you a new one. No questions asked. Within a certain time frame, all that stuff, warranties and whatever. And I'm sure if you go in a Kicker Club and you say something, they'll take care of you, man. And I don't know, throw me in there too. Tell them I said hi and get you straight. Because Kicker is that kind of company. They are that family oriented. They want to make sure that you're happy. Now, obviously, if you're just abusing equipment, karma's a thing, man. Goes around, comes around, you keep calling about blown coils and you're just purposely clipping them. I think maybe a few times after that, they might be like, all right, buddy, what do you got going on here? How'd you set your gain? What kind of electrical you got? And that's why they got the tech support to help you guys out. And it's just, you get quality stuff, man. You really do. And that's what's great about knowing it. It's just, you're safe. You're safe. It's an investment, but a smart investment. So I just feel like, it saves you time, man, and time is money. You can buy a tear amp, you can buy a Scar, you can buy another product amp, and you might get the same power, maybe close efficiency with a tear amp or something like that and save a lot of money. But if you run into the dirt, you abuse it, something happens, you got to go out and buy another one, and then you're right back at where you had that price for the Kicker or another product that has higher quality. And then that's all you got. You don't keep to get, you know what I mean? Then you're right there. You should have bought something else that was better quality. And you got to really keep an eye on things. And I kind of like having security. Driving down the road and playing my system with the amp and the sub and everything like that. And I'm okay. It's not like, oh man, I'm going to blow up my amp today, because I'm wired down. No, I'll wire it down and it'll just shut off and turn back on. I'm good. And if it doesn't, they'll take care of me. And that's quality. That's quality and security, man. I will pay for that. 10 times out of 10. I am so far behind. Merry Christmas from Jeffy. And Jeffy sent 99 stars from Facebook. Yes, you can super chat on Facebook, but I don't really see it unless I'm in the actual live, and I stream 4 different places on the live, unfortunately. So I was happy enough to see it there. Thank you so much, Jeffy. I got you on this one, just because you sent some stars. Kicker sucks, JBL for the win. You got me. Jeffy loves his JBL, man, but he's got Kicker stickers on his bike too, so he reps, man. Works for me too. And, he's riding his bike everywhere, and he's always blasting his stereo. He is a bass head at heart, and always comes out to the Team SPL loud meets too, man. Awesome, dude. No. Bubba with a $20 empty super chat. Thank you so much, Bubba. It looks like Matt G got your mouth. I don't know what happened there. Matt G, what did you do? Thank you so much, man. Bubba, appreciate you, man. Hope you're doing well. 4x10 clock. You know what? I got more clocks to work on here. I got more clocks. A 4x10 would be nice. No more Scar, Jeff. Thank you for sharing this video to your friends and everything like that. I appreciate it, man, so much. No more Scar. Scar is a company, and they are what they are, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I was gonna leave it at that. Michael DePoli with a $5 super chat. Thank you, man. JBL for the win. I like me some JBL. When I'm at Best Buy, I was at Best Buy last week. I was picking out some stuff for the GoPro, HDMI-C cables, stuff then and there. And that's what's great about Best Buy and what I miss about Radio Shack. I'll always be checking out the JBL section, with all their boom boxes that they got. Flip 5, Extreme 3, Extreme 4, whatever the heck they got, man. They got big, tall, DJ speakers, and everything lights up, and it's just, I am that market too. You know, I like that kind of stuff and it sounds good. But again, it's just, you know, if you're really kind of pulling hairs about how something sounds, you know, I just feel like when I did that video with the boom boxes, I could tell the little differences. And the JBL gives you that extra boom. It gives you extra boom, but does it sound good on your classical music or your rock music? You have to change some things, maybe. Or maybe with the kicker product or something that's more, you know, straight line and clear, in my opinion, with a better high end, less roll off at the high end compared to the JBL. Definitely had that, and the down for sound. But it's just, you know, maybe you want to add more bass. You like that kind of music. So instead of turning up the bass, you buy the JBL. And that's why I feel like every product is for everybody. You know, you just got to find what you like, and it's nice to have options, man. What would you do if you went to Walmart and all you had was one TV to pick from, one couch to pick from, and we all had the same thing? That would not be fun. I think they call that a certain something, but I will not say it because it's YouTube and I will be demonetized. Well, it is an hour, man. We kind of went by on this one. You know, I was kind of tired in the beginning, but then I started talking about stuff and I was okay. Just how it goes, man. It's like you do these live streams no matter what kind of mood you're in. In the beginning, it's always like, okay, we're alive, people are watching me. At the end, it's just like, yeah, man, you know. And then the other day I was putting mayonnaise on my sandwich and that was that, you know. It's funny how it works out, man. Matt G with the $2 super chat. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that you're here. I like that little horse thing you got going on. I know Dub Team has been going crazy on everyone's artwork in the 14.4 Talk Discord. So if you want something, reach out to him. And I'm sorry I took down Dub Team's little thing here, but Ernie made these little things. And if you didn't even notice, it says Kicking with Andy. I have another one too, but it's not finished yet. Waiting on Ernie. And I think that's so cool, just because it's like just what Kicker has, but it says Kicking It with Andy, and it's a little, it's awesome. But I do miss the artwork from Dub, but that's why we got a second camera and we got the design right here. Thank you so much, Dub. And if you want to go check out the merch, of course, merch is always on my community tab, and check out my website and buy some stuff, man. I make like $1 or $2 off these shirts just so you guys can get them. And I can't wait to get that new desk so I can sit a little bit higher and you can actually see my shirt a little bit more. And I can't wait. One step at a time, guys. Mullet Matt for the win. You said it, not me. Okay, cool. Around 2000... Circa. Whenever I first heard that circa, I seen people throw it. I'm like, what is the word circa? I've never heard of that. But it means around, and learned that. You know, it's the little things. Around 2000, the Best Buy I installed at, we had MECP, master, and 3 first-class installers. No, I wasn't the master. You know, I feel like that's kind of insane of how much it costs, but you will know everything. That's what my buddy Dan at Stereo Shop, he is a master, and oh man, does he act like, he acts like Dexter from Laboratory. He really knows what he's talking about, and he just has that demeanor, man. He knows the stuff. And you know, I wanted to get the basic installer, you know, the basic of an MECP, but you know, it's just, installing really isn't my thing, and I'd rather just learn at my own pace. And you know what, I don't need no fancy title to tell me what I am. So, but it's crazy that you work there at Best Buy. I wanted to work there. They wanted to put me at the sales floor. I probably would have done better at the sales floor, to be honest. I kind of wish I took that gig, but instead I went to US Auto Mart and started selling cars, unfortunately. Should have went to Best Buy. It's okay, man. Everything happens. Check out the Canon Pic Cam. It follows you cam. You know what? Those are good for TikTokers and stuff. I do want to get an actual camera though down the road for like an HDMI, like professional $500 camera. One day. Oh, I installed 15 years before getting MECP certified. Wow. I used to be a Best Buy installer. I only did MECP basic. You'll learn all the basics about. I've watched all the videos like twice. I just never took the test. just, you know, everything between resistors and just how, like, series parallel, just everything A to Z. And it gets kind of confusing with some stuff, but, you know, you got to know that stuff. It's like, okay, well, I don't want to learn this, but I want to know, you know, I don't want to learn algebra, but I want to learn calculus. And you might need to learn that stuff too, so. All right, guys. Well, it's been great. It's been an hour. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Joe Cook, thank you, man. Good night, buddy, from Kicker Club. Appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you guys Friday, not Tuesday. We got to go live Friday, and we'll have a good show. Just ask me anything and get going. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you at the end. Stay living loud. Basehead 30's always lurking, always lurking. You know, Cornut's always lurking, but I don't know. Oh, he's coming early. Cornut came early with the thumbs up. You guys seen it yourself, Cornut? Thank you so much, buddy. $9.99. Give it 3, 2, 1. That's it. Cornut's the Mike DePauli, but then Deviant. Mike almost had it. Deviant tosses the P.O. box for Andy. Fun 14.4 talk. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you later. Peace.